Hey everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Hello, I'm back. I was in the United Kingdom from here to there to here to there. I was busy, so I am back and glad to be home. I was doing some filming for Hobby Maker and Craft Stash and Ellison. I am just thrilled to be home. Not quite caught up on my sleep yet, still a little bit jet lagged, but I think, oh, when I crawled into my own bed, it was like heaven. So today, hello everybody. Today is our Make It Monday day. Are you excited? Me too. Our last Make It Monday, because I was gone, I just threw Nellie's on sale, and I hope you enjoyed the savings that we offered on the Nellie product. But now we're back to our Make It Monday event, where I'm going to bring you a bundle, just one bundle, that is $1 off of $100. It is $99, but your price is just $19.99. That's what a Make It Monday is. We bring you product that might be a little bit older from your favorite manufacturers, but for the value, for the $19.99, they will become some of your favorite bundles. It is about keeping crafting affordable. We're all about keeping crafting affordable here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. So I hope you enjoy what I have for you today. The product is already online. You don't have to wait. You can go check it out right now, see what we have for you. It is under our Make It Monday category, or if you just look down on the home page, if you just scroll down a little bit, you'll see a big image of what I'm doing today. Click that and it will take you straight into the Make It Monday category. If you only order items from inside that category, of course your product will expedite out to you. We're going to turn and burn, get it around to you just as quickly as we possibly can. However, if you want to shop for many other things, absolutely, it will just your order will just ship in our normal standard shipping time frame. So if you want bing bang boom, super fast, order inside the category. If you're like, I'll get it in a couple weeks, well then you can shop anywhere you want. Put your whole order together so that it is more than $50 for free shipping and domestically, and just know that it will ship in our normal standard shipping time frame. Today it's all about Sue Wilson. It's all about perfect dies for this time of year. I'm going to do a quick demo for you, and I don't know if this is going to be new for some of you or if this is just going to be, oh yeah, I can do that. For anybody who's joining us new for the first time, hi, I'm Stacy. I'm the owner of Scrapbooking Made Simple. I do 4 videos for you a week. Make It Monday is always our Holy Smokes Artichokes $19.99 deal. Tuesday is Take 2 Tuesday, where I feature my collections from Jacquard and Sizzix. Thursday is New For You Thursday, where we do bring you the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers, always value priced. And Saturday it's just the best time ever. It is Saturday with Stacy, where you have a technique-based, commercial-free, full-length class that starts at 8 a.m. sunny California time, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, and 4 p.m. in the United Kingdom. So 4 chances to craft along with me, all while either learning techniques, saving big bucks, or seeing the latest from your favorite manufacturers. Now today, like I said, it is Creative Expressions. One bundle, that's it. It's one bundle for $19.99, and I added a few little things because I'm going to do a make. I'm hoping that if this is your first class ever, you see that the options are limitless for this product. And if you've been crafting like me for forever, maybe this is an opportunity for you to go, oh yeah, I had forgotten I can do that. I should probably try that. I should probably pull that out and use that every now and then. Yes. Okay, are we ready to get started? I'm going to show you the bundle first. Then I'm going to do a quick demo, quick make and take, and then I'll show you all of the beautiful samples towards the end. Again, you don't have to wait for me to say ready, set, go. The product is live on our site right now. Have fun. Let's have fun. Stay with me here and let's get to it, shall we? Down we go for today's Make It Monday event. First things first, let's talk bundle. All right, let me zoom on in. Oh my gosh, it's so good to be home. My camera, my desk, my lights, I was with everybody else and they all have their own stuff, their own camera, their own studio. I'm just a desk with a camera. Works for me. Okay, so I have got a beautiful collection from Sue Wilson, Creative Expressions. Retail is $99. Your price is $19.99. And let me tell you, these are just perfect for the season. Perfect. First, a beautiful rose. It is 2 dies. You have a die, the center die. This die will cut into paper, and then you have a frame that allows you to cut the entire thing out. Beautiful iris. You should see the samples. The samples are absolutely magnificent. Again, 2 dies. So 1 die is going to cut into the paper, and I'll show you that. The other die is going to allow you to cut out of the paper. Then I've got her stained glass, and this is the sunflower. So this is 1 die, cuts everything out. I have got her chrysanthemum. So yeah, chrysanthemum. Again, 1 die, cuts everything out. And then the dandelion, and I love this. I'm going to use this one today, as well as I think the rose. So you're going to get all of this, all of these for your $19.99. That means you're getting them for $5. That's a value. Sue Wilson Creative Expressions, $5. Really? Yep, you bet. So let's play with them for just a little bit and see what we're going to make today. I think I'm going to die cut for you. Oh, I got my black paper dirty. I think I'm going to die cut for you just quickly so you can see how the dies that come with 2 work. So this is the rose, and I said it was 2 dies. I've got the main die, and then I've got the frame die. Now you could use that frame die all by itself. You don't have to use it with the main die, but I thought I'd show you how they work. So I'm going to bring over, let's just cut a piece of paper. And I'm going to bring over my Big Shot machine. So I've got my Sizzix Big Shot machine. I'll scroll back just a little bit. I've got my base platform. I've got my solo shim. Boy, is this thing tatty and ratty, but it still works, let me tell you. I've got my cut plate. You know what, I think because of this, I think I might just use, well, I'll use a cut plate and we'll see how it goes. Don't know if I'm going to need to use a precision base plate or not. I've got my paper, my die, and a do not cut plate, which is getting pretty warped after using it for so long. I think I might have to make it a cut plate. Now, I'm going to send this through. And again, my sandwich is my base platform, comes with the machine. My solo shim comes with the machine. My clear plate comes with the machine. My paper, my die, and then a do not cut plate. Now, you do get another clear plate to go with it, so you could use that. But I always try to get a colored something to make it so I know which is my do not cut plate, and send it on through. Send it on back. So I am just die cutting this. That's it. Easy peasy. And all my little bits and pieces fall out. See if I can get some of this into the trash can. So what I have is this beautiful little rose, but you can see it didn't cut it out, it cut it in. If I want to cut the die out so that I can actually take it out, I need to then cut with my additional die that they give you. Now this die is awesome. This die you can just use as a die, where I'm just using it as a square. I know, isn't this paper beautiful? It's eclectic. Don't worry, I put it on sale. It's gorgeous. So I could just use this to cut out a square. Pretty simple. It's got a little dotty edge to it. Could use that die just for this purpose. But I'm going to take it and I'm going to line it up so I can cut out my entire piece, so that it's not just in the paper. I want to make it a true die cut and pull it out. Now I'm a girl who flies by the seat of her pants, so I just lined it up to the best of my ability. You may want to use a magnetic platform. You may want to take some maker's tape or some washi tape, but I'm just a girl who goes. And now I could take this one because it's a perfect fit and marry it up right behind it. How pretty is that? And simple. These are easy peasy to use. The options are mine. I could take this and put this down on white paper and choose to either paper piece it back together again with the fallouts in different colors, or I could choose to watercolor it. It's whatever makes my heart happy. All I have to do is cut out my square, put it behind it, and then I can choose to watercolor, glitter, paint, whatever I want to do. So these are traditional die cuts, and this is typically how you use them. I wanted to do something a little different with them. And so when I saw the style of them, I thought, these are great for embossing. These are really lovely, and I think they'd make a stunning emboss. Like emboss, yeah, I think I'm going to do a couple of them embossed. So you're like, well, how would you do that? Because it has all these cut lines. That's what those are, cut lines. Well, I'm going to use something called an impression pad and a silicone pad, but I call them a squishy for evident reasons and a knock-knock. Again, evident reasons, it knock-knocks. But if you're looking for this, this is a silicone pad from Sizzix, and this is an impression pad. And these are 2 peas in a pod. In fact, they're sold together should you want, but we also sell them separately because I prefer to sell them separately if I can, because sometimes you may not need to replace your knock-knock, but it is possible that somehow you accidentally cut your squishy. Now, if you were to cut into it, it's fine, it's self-healing, but I have seen people accidentally cut pieces out of it, and then you're going to have to get a new one. And they're relatively inexpensive. I want to say maybe $10 each, and then we'll put them on sale, and you never have to replace them if you just don't cut into this one. And I mean, cut something out. You can absolutely cut into it, but because it'll self-heal. But once you have them, it's very rare to ever need to replace them. But should you, I wanted to have them open stock that way as well. Now I'm going to take my die, and because my die has got lots of openings, I thought it would be really fun to emboss it. And you're like, emboss it? Yes, that's where these 2 items come into play, because these will allow me to not die cut out. I won't die cut out the image, but I will emboss it into a piece of paper. So let's just play. And I'm going to use the eclectic paper today. It's stunning. It is absolutely stunning. I haven't used it in a while. It probably has some of my most favorite colors of Sizzix paper. I am in love with this blue. I'm in love with the greens. I think that it's absolutely stunning. I love the yellow. It makes my heart happy. It lends itself to, look at that, isn't that gorgeous? And you put that with those greens and it is swoon worthy. So we're gonna put the eclectic on sale for you as part of today's Make It Monday event. And I think I'm going to start with just some, I think I'm going to do some red. And maybe I'll do that bright orange because that's super happy. That's super happy. And I'm going to emboss that die instead of cutting it. So my sandwich is going to be a little different than most. I'm going to come in here and I'm always going to use my base platform. Anytime I'm using a wafer die, which is what this is, super thin, wafer thin, I have to use that base platform because my die has to reach the roller that's here. If I try to put it through with just 2 plates on the bottom, well, there's no chance it's ever going to reach that roller under there. So no matter what I do when I'm using a wafer die, I always have to have my base platform. But since I want to emboss, I don't use my solo shim at all for this. No solo shim. This is only if you want to die cut something out. I don't. I want to emboss. And then I would normally put a clear plate down, but not today. Today it is all about that squishy and that knock knock. So I'm going to put my knock knock down in place of a clear plate. I'm going to put my squishy down right on top of it. And then I'm going to put my paper and my die facing down. So you want those ridges to go against that paper. And I'm just going to do a slight little tweak. Then I take a clear plate or a cut plate and put it on top, and I'm going to send it through. Now the pressure from the roller is going to hit the silicone pad, and it's going to make that silicone pad get longer and longer and longer. As it's being compressed down, it's stretching out. And what happens is that when I pull this out, as opposed to it cutting, it's embossed. So you have the option, do you want to cut that die or do you want to emboss that element? You have options. Let's do it again. Let's do it in the orange. So bring it back. Remember that we've got our base platform. We've got our impression pad or our knock knock. We've got our silicone pad or our squishy. We've got our paper, and I'm doing the paper with the pretty side up. The side that I want to see on my finished is going up on this one. My die, and I'm just going to put it at a slight tweak because my die is a square and I want it to feed into my machine at a point and move downward as opposed to trying to hit one part of the die. If I left it square, my cut line would be parallel to my roller and it would give a little bit of a ka-thump when it goes through because it's trying to grab that whole line at the same time. But if I just rotate it just a little bit, it's going to feed from this point forward and down, and it'll feed smoother into my machine. Then I have my top plate and I'm going to send it on through. And as that pressure happens, I'm forcing and embossing. Little creaks and cracks are okay. I'm going to bring it over, and I've got my embossing. It's pretty. So I've done 2. I've got a little white paint in there, but I've done 2 of them. And now it's up to me to decide what I want to do with them. And remember, you do have 2 sides. Paper always has 2 sides. So I think I might go ahead and do the same on both sides so you can see the difference. Now I'm going to pull over, which I don't use as often as I should. This is my Ivory Luster Wax, and that's what it's called, Ivory Luster Wax. Luster Wax is from Sizzix. It is a wax-based product. It is beautiful. It goes a really long way. It smells like orange blossoms, and it adds a sheen and a shine to everything. I have Luster Wax in probably maybe 15, 16 colors, but I rarely use the ivory, and I don't know why, because it does just that. It adds a sheen to something. It doesn't change everything. It adds this beautiful pearlized finish on top. So if I go in there and I grab a little, and I come over the top of my rose, and I just hit it, maybe a little bit more on there. It's hitting the top part of that embossing. Oh, see, look at it. Isn't that beautiful? I haven't done this up here. That's what the ivory does. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. And a little goes a long way. So I've retained those lines from my rose, but I've added this beautiful sheen to it. Now I could turn it over. I'm not sure what this is going to look like. Haven't done it with this one, but let's see what happens. So the back side. So now I've got the back side. I wonder if I hit this really good. I bet I could go back in there, and I bet I could sand a little bit of that off. So I bet I could hit this really good. And then just ever so gently sand off the top. Exposing my lines again. So I've got two ways of using it. There or there. Let's do the orange. Ooh, let's do the orange. So again, just a little bit of luster wax. Oh, look at how easy was that. Look at how easy was that. Love it. Now I have an option. I can choose, because the lines are so easy to see, I can choose to cut this out either with a trimmer or freehand it. Yes, I do have the die. I do. But I think I might want to use that die to do the matte. See, if I use the die just as it is, and I come back and I cut, it'll cut a frame around it. So to do that, I bring my machine right back on over. This time I don't need my squishy and my knock-knock, but remember, I'm die cutting, so I absolutely need that solo shim. Comes with the machine. Put my cut plate down, die, or my die cut that I have luster waxed on up. Look how pretty that sheen is. Put my die right over the top. And a do not cut plate. And let's send it on through. So this time I am using the die to cut that out. And it is very simple to do. But what I lose is the opportunity to have a mat unless I freehand or cut the mat myself, because the die is obviously the exact same size. So you choose. You can trim out the actual cut by itself, and then I've got this beautiful piece right along. That beautiful edge, dotted edge to frame it in, or I cut it out as it is, and then I could trim it out myself. Oh, I'm going to use... I could just do a mat on my own. Look at how pretty. So it takes that paper and it makes it kind of shimmer and shine, but it's the ivory luster wax that makes that happen. Let's cut one more. Or let's emboss one more. I don't know how, I was playing with this and I have paint all inside of it. I'm going to have to get a baby wipe and get that paint out. So now I have it on my teal, which is a fabulous color. Bring it back. I want to do my embossing, not my die cutting. So I'm going to move my solo shim out of my way. I'm going to bring over. So I've got my base plate, I've got my knock knock, I've got my squishy, and I've got my paper and my die. At just a little bit of an angle. And then any kind of a cut plate or a do not cut plate over the top. And I'm going to make that embossing happen out of what typically would be known just straight as a die cut. But why not use the die for everything you can get out of it? Why not take advantage of all of the options, especially when you're playing with 20 bucks worth of dies? It was a great value when all they did was die cut. Okay, so let's see what I want to do with this. I have they're calling this the lilac rainbow. And again, it's luster wax, but what it does is a little different than any other luster wax that they have. While the ivory kind of adds this beautiful pearlescent sheen, the rainbow, the rainbow adds this beautiful, look at that, isn't that gorgeous? It's called an interference. When you look at it, it doesn't look like it's this purple, and yet when you put it on something dark, this magical color comes out. Now the magical color doesn't come out as well when you're putting it on white. So darker colors work best with the rainbow. So here's my rainbow, here's my white. And it's very hard to see any kind of iridescence. However, you bring that black on over, and it looks wonderful. Ooh, I got a lot on there. So I'm going to do some with and some without. Look at how amazing that is on black, right? Not so much on white. You can kind of get a sheen of it, but not so much on white. It's really meant for darker color paper. So if I come back, let's see what it looks like on the teal. And pick up some of this. I got a lot going down. Just take my little foam applicator and right over the top. And what I love about it is that I'm not losing that teal, but I'm adding this beautiful sheen to it as I move it, but I'm not losing my teal. Now I'm a girl who's going to trim it out by hand. And then I'm going to take that secondary die and I'm going to cut it out of my black. And I don't need my knock knock and squishy because I'm not embossing. I'm going to bring back my solo shim. I'm going to bring back a cut plate. I'm going to put my paper and my die down. This is a super easy die to cut because it is an open frame die. Put on my do not cut plate and let's send it on through. And I can frame that out where I've got that color. It's not detracting, it's adding. And if I wanted even more of a slight pop of color, I could just add a little bit of my rainbow luster wax on all four sides. Just a little bit on all four sides. Put that in. That looks good. Oh my gosh. That looks so good with that extra little, just a little pop of that iridescence coming off the black. Love it. Now you really can't go wrong, especially with these dies when you're using, you've got oodles of paper. A little goes such a long way. And I think that that is gorgeous. But I didn't die cut. Nope. Coulda. But I didn't. Coulda. But instead, I chose to emboss. Now let's use one of the other dies that comes in the set that's a little different. This die had 2. The next one I'm going to use has just 1 die. Big circle. I love this one. This is the Dandelion. And no, they don't come separate. You buy it as a package for $19.99. You either buy it all or you say, nope, I'm going to pass. I'm going to cut this out. So I'm going to emboss this one. And I'm just going to do a wash, rinse, and repeat. I'm going to bring my machine over. I am not going to die cut, so I don't need my solo shim. I'm going to bring over my knock knock and my squishy. Knock knock down, squishy down. I'm going to put my paper down. I'm going to put my die with the etched side, the side that has all the ridges, against my paper. I'm going to bring over a do not cut plate and I'm going to send it on through. So same thing we did. Oh, see, the more pressure, my squishy's coming out that back end. I mean, this is beautiful all by itself. That's absolutely gorgeous all by itself. You know what I'm going to do? Do I have enough? Oh, Stacy. No, I'm just going to cut into another piece of paper. I love this green with this die. I absolutely love this green with this die. So I'm just going to get another piece of green. So inside the Eclectic, there's 60 sheets of paper, 10 colors. None of the colors are duplicated in other packs of Sizzix cardstock. It is 80 pound. It has a textured side and a smooth side. It is solid core, so it's the same color all the way through. Die cuts like a dream, and I use their cardstock all the time. So I'm going to do it again because that way I can show you here just by itself. Isn't that beautiful? And I didn't even die cut. Yes, I have samples with it die cut. I do. It's beautiful there too, but this just makes my heart happy. So my base plate, my knock knock, my squishy, my paper, my die, my do not cut plate, and let's send her on through. I moved her just a little. I had it nice and almost centered, but there we go. So I'm not die cutting. I'm making a die into an embossing element. You will never look at your dies the same way again because all of a sudden you have doubled their usefulness and doubled their value. So for $19.99, it's like getting 10 different dies because they do so many different things. You can die cut or you can emboss. Now let's take the ivory. I hope I didn't mix these up. I bet I did, but okay, we're just gonna go for it. Take some of my ivory, and kind of go right over the top. Are you watching? Me too. Look at that. Right? Yum. And I'm just gently going over the whole thing, because as that luster wax hits it, look at that. Shimmer and shine, but I didn't lose the color of the paper. It's still there. It didn't take everything away. It just added a little bit. And then of course it's going to be up to you whether you want to take it and get a larger circle and cut it out, because it does only come with the one die. You want to fussy cut it, or you want to go ahead and add some of your luster wax all the way around. And then I could trim it down to the size that I need. But the embossing element sometimes is prettier than the die cut element. So now I've done the whole thing. Now I can choose to just trim it off. Kind of trim it on down. And then I could mat it into the black, and I could have a look at how beautiful that is. Wow, wow, wow. Or I can leave it just the way it is. You choose. You have options. What if I did it on the grayish paper that they have inside that pack of eclectic cardstock? Look at here. What if I did this? And brought it over. And I'm embossing it. Creaks and cracks are okay. Now I've got it on this beautiful, beautiful gray. A little bit of this mystical, what are they? It's rainbow iris. It looks mystical to me, so I can go just right over that gray. Just to add a little something, something. So it's not taking away the gray. It's just adding a little bit of that color to it. Isn't that beautiful? Suppose I could go back in if I wanted to and add a little bit of shimmer and shine. Maybe just at the tops of some of these, just to kind of blend. So now I've done both. And I kind of mixed them together. Love these dies for the opportunities that they give you. Absolutely love them for the opportunities that you have with them. Whether you want to die cut with them, you want to use them as an embossing feature, you want to play with that beautiful luster wax. Man, I suppose I could go heavier with that, should I? What's the worst that can happen? We don't like it? So luster wax will work on paper, on wood, on plastic, on leather, glass. It is a true wax-based product that makes magic out of paper. And it's all about what you want to do with these. Or you go back and you die cut. This one I didn't do the whole thing, just so you could see. Oop. Let's add a little bit to the rest, just so you can see how fabulous that purple is. I love these. I think they're absolutely beautiful. And I think with that luster wax, taking it from a die to an embossing folder to an embossing element just makes your life happy. Don't know what it's going to look like if I do it on the back. All I can do is try. Super light. Oh. Super light on the back, just so it hits that embossed element. So just a little bit of the back. I'm okay. I think the fronts are absolutely magnificent. So this is our bundle for today from Creative Expressions. And we've paired it with two luster waxes that I don't pull out as often as I should. I've paired it with the ivory and the rainbow. And there's a reason for both. There really is. It just adds, look at that. It doesn't lose the orange, but it makes it just shine. It makes it a pearlized paper without any work at all. Or the rainbow paper, which makes my heart happy. But I still have that teal coming through underneath. You kind of have to move it around, and when you're looking at it straight on, it just looks like teal, but then you move it and there's that moment. So I have the dies from Creative Expressions, part of the $19.99 bundle, where you get all of them for $20. These are the two I used today. The iris is beautiful. The stained glass sunflower is beautiful. The stained glass chrysanthemum is beautiful. You don't have to choose. You're going to get them all for that $20. And coming in one bundle packed just like this. Look at that value. And then I have the luster wax. I'll do the luster wax in the 2 colors that I used today. And we'll do the squishy and the knock knock because you're going to need it if you don't have it. If you don't have these, this is something you're going to want to get. You're going to use it again and again. And when my Sizzix dies come out, well, they just launched. This is something very important to use with my line of dies from Sizzix. And then because I love this paper, it makes my heart happy. The colors are simply dreaming. The eclectic is beautiful. I love the botanical. I love the eclectic. And the colors, they just make your heart pitter patter. And when you put them with the luster wax, because they're slightly darker in hue, that luster wax just shines. Even the ivory, it gives that color underneath it an opportunity to come through, but it lets that ivory make it look like pearlized paper. All right, so let's do samples real quick. Are you ready? See, look at how pretty. So all of these are going to be die cut out. I used it as an embossing feature today. So pretty. Oh, look at this. Wow, there's that iris. Ooh, look at this. Wow. Beautiful, aren't they? And so easy to do. They're a focal point for your layouts, your card making, your altered art, your junk journaling. See, this one makes my heart happy. Look at, there's your focal point. Love it. All of these were made using the dies I have for you today. Using them as that focal point. Look at how big this card is, but look at, the only pop of color is right in the center on that iris as a focal point. For 20 bucks, it's hard to find a better value than our Make It Mondays. All right, you guys. So the product is already online. It's already been made available. It will expedite ship out to you if you have an order that qualifies. I think it's beautiful. I love them all, and I thought these were perfect for an embossing element. Not all dies are going to look great when you do an embossing. These, primo. So now you can die cut or you can emboss, which gives you even more for your 20 bucks. So, I am Stacy. I will see you tomorrow, Tuesday, for our next Take Two Tuesday event, which does feature my products from Sizzix and Jacquard. 5 p.m. sunny California time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. We live chat then as well. Then I'm back on Thursday for my New For You event, where we feature the latest and the greatest from your favorite manufacturers, all value priced just for you. And that's also 5 p.m. sunny California time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then Saturday is my technique-based full-length commercial-free class where we live chat for a few hours during the class. It is full-length, but it is a whole lot of fun. And that is Saturday mornings, 8 a.m. sunny California time, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, or 4 p.m. in the United Kingdom. Until then, I hope you learned something today, or I hope you remembered something today if you've been crafting as long as I have. And if you're a newbie, please know all of this is achievable. You can do it all. I promise you. I don't do anything that is difficult or requires any kind of talent, because I'm a crafter. I'm not uber talented, but I'm uber creative. So thanks for being here with me, everybody. I will see you tomorrow, 5 p.m. sunny California time. Until then, find all the product at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. It is available in our retail store and only while supplies last. All right, bye everybody.